Hi, welcome to another Morphologica video. This is about the hidden keys in Morph Visual. So anytime you code up a demo or a program using Morph Visual, you get a set of key bindings that do stuff, and it's worth knowing that that exists. So I'm just going to demonstrate it. So I'm in the Morphologica environment, or the Morphologica base directory. I've compiled Morphologica in the build directory, I'm going to run just one of the test programs, so test visual. I have to give this a dummy variable, a dummy argument here for it to run. Okay, there it is. I'm going to keep it small so that we can see the command line over here. So if I press, there's various key bindings, like I think I said in one of the previous videos, if I press C, the coordinate arrows disappear, and if I press C again, they appear again. And there's a number of key bindings, any of which I can see on the standard digital output if I press H for help. So I've pressed H when I've got the Morph Visual window focused, and here we are with a whole bunch of commands. So H, output the help, X exits the program. Let's just run it again. L toggles the scene lock, so you can lock the scene. If I press L to lock, now it's locked, and I can't. If I drag around with the key with the mouse, it doesn't move. That locked feature is it's more useful to sort of set it at the start when your program runs, and you would use that to help you produce movies where you're saving off each frame, and you don't want to inadvertently move the camera around while you're making the movie. Okay, so what else have we got? T, mouse rotate mode. That's quite important. It's quite hard. You can, if I move the mouse left and right with the left button down, then the model tips left and right. If I move the mouse up and down, it tips in that direction. If I want to rotate about the Z-axis here, I have to press T to change the mode, and then if I hold down the left button and move the mouse, then the model rotates about the blue Z-axis. So that's what T is. And then T, if I press T again, I go back to the more sort of usual mode where I can rotate about the red and the green axes. Okay, so that's useful to know. C, the coordinate arrows I've already covered. S is take a snapshot, so I can press S. It takes a snap. If I put that in the background and have a look, there's now a file picture.png, and if I view that with a viewer, geeky picture.png, there's the image that it took out of the picture here, or the scene. Okay, great. Let's put this back in the foreground, and let's just press H for help again. A is important. That resets the sort of default view. So if I move stuff around and then I press A, it flips back to the original view. Move it somewhere else, press A, it goes back to the original view. O and P, they change the field of view. So that's changing the camera's field of view. You can sort of figure out what's going on there. May not entirely do what you're expecting with the text, but it does do what it should do with the main objects in the scene. I wouldn't normally change that while I'm running it, but it might be useful to work out what your ideal field of view would be when you set it up in your code. Let's press H again to get that list again. Okay, so Z's a bit weird. When I press Z, it shows you the scene trans values. There they are, and the current rotation values of the scene. You can set those both when you start your program up, and setting those might be necessary if you want to take a video of a 3D environment from a particular angle. And then it also writes that information into temp visual.json. So that means that if I now close this program and launch it again, it should look like it does now with a slightly smaller hex grid visual in the middle there. So let's just check that that works. No, sorry, that's not the right thing. There it is. No, it didn't work. Okay, I don't know why that is. It does with other programs. Actually, I probably haven't set this particular example program up to read that file. Some of my programs do. Okay. In any case, if we have a look, if I quit out of that and have a look at temp visual.json, you can see that it's a file which has got these scene trans XYZ values and then the rotational elements of the rotation quaternion in. Okay. Okay, so the last couple of things. H for help. I can change the cutoff planes. Oh, that's useful. I've forgotten that I had set that. So you can change the Z near cutoff plane with buttons, but you can't change Z far. So let's just, if I scroll in on this, if I keep scrolling in, at some point it disappears, right? And that's not because I'm in front of it, it's because it's just become too close to me, I think. It'd be better if I actually, it's better to show you the Z far. So look, if I zoom out and then in, it disappears at a certain point as it goes through the far clipping plane. Okay, so you can set that to a value that's suitable for your environment. To be honest, I think in these kind of visualizations I should set Z far to be essentially infinity, because unlike in a gaming environment, I don't really want to ignore things that are far away. You know, if someone's made it go far away, for some reason that's because they want it to go far away. So I think I should revisit Z near and Z far. And I'm not going to talk about the model index 0 to 9. Oh yes, okay, that's what that's about. You can change opacity of different models with left and right arrows. Oh yeah, look at that, it does work. So I can change the opacity of this model. This can be useful if you've got models that where you're wanting to look through one onto the other. And 0 to 9 is choosing which model index you want to set the opacity on. So that's what that's about. Okay, so I've gone through the whole list, and that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you find Morphologica useful.